to professionals and head to confessional. And once I'm in the booth, I feel real congressional. Welcome to the episode. Please like and subscribe. Don't drink and drive when you can smoke and fly. Soaring so high into the night sky, reaching for the stars, but they landed on a moon pie.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Awkward Intelligence. I'm Intox. This is
BDot, baby.
and we are your hosts. Here we go. Episode 6. We survived.
Yes, sir.
We made it to the new year.
We here.
You saw that last episode. But we've been giving away so much good information that, you know, the powers that be tried to get me the other day. You know? Had a little fender bender. Had I not been paying attention, I probably would have almost went head-on collision with this truck. You know? But luckily, I slammed on the brakes. I wasn't going too fast. I was doing like 30. You know, I was just in a residential spot. So it wasn't, you know, wild or nothing. But luckily, I stopped the truck. Instead of going head-on, it made the turn in front of me, and it just kind of peeled the front of my you know, headlights out and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Luckily, everything still worked. It just kind of pulled it off. I had to kind of wrap it up to kind of hold it up. I got, you know, insurance dealing with it right now. You know, they're at fault. As long as, you know, they're not lying on their side, we should be good to go. You know, at the scene, everybody was, you know, no injuries. It was a light little situation. Like I said, I stopped in time to try and at least divert the major action. So
You said truck. Like,
yeah, it was just it was like a Nissan pickup.
Oh, SUV.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a little SUV, right? Normal thing. But like, yeah, I mean, I was in a pretty good tank myself, you know. So it wouldn't have been horrific, but you know, my back's a little sore right now. But I think that's just because when I stopped, I tensed up, knowing it was about to go down. You know, but like I didn't feel no pain at the time, and you know, made sure there was no injuries.
Right.
We chatted, took information, took pictures, and it was dark too, so I couldn't see a lot that was going on.
Oh, it was nighttime.
It was nighttime. It was last night around 6, 7 o'clock, you know.
Okay, yeah.
So it was already dark, and so I took what pictures I could with the little bit of light that we had, you know, try to shine flashlight on it and stuff like that. So I didn't really see the bulk of the damage to this morning because I just drove it straight home. I was like 2 blocks from the house. I was like 2 corners from hitting the house.
Oh,
man.
that's the worst. Almost home.
Almost home. And the thing is I wasn't going to go out yesterday. And I decided to go out because I was like, man, I want to get something to eat. I want to go eat something cool.
Right.
So I went to Meza. It's like you ever heard of them? It's like MEZEH, Meza, Mediterranean. Some of y'all probably been out there.
No, I never heard of that one.
It's kind of like they do bowls or like wraps.
Okay.
But they're supposed to they use like a lot more like, I guess you would say like kosher or halal type stuff. It's supposed, I don't know for sure exactly what it is, you know, because I'm not familiar with that food so much.
Right.
But I enjoy trying new stuff, and so I know it's you know, they do falafel and, you know, chicken and shawarma and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So
You just walked in there one day?
yeah, well, I kind of understand what it is. It's Mediterranean food, and I like a good pita, a good you know, you know, what do they call that, gyro and all that stuff.
Got you.
So when I saw that spot before, I walked in there and, you know, tried it. You know, I'm still trying it, and I was in there a couple weeks ago, and I was used to like a menu, so you can go, okay, I'll take, you know, bowl number 4, and it tells you what's in there. You know, well, this place, I guess, wasn't rolling like that. It was the same place. It was the Meza, but they didn't have no menu. So I rolled up in there and I'm like, this one is down at the harbor, National Harbor, right?
Okay.
So I'm in there and they start going, well, what do you want? And I'm like, I'm trying to get a bowl, you know, and then they're like, well, what do you want in it? And I'm like, I mean, chicken, I guess, you know, like I'm doing chicken. And then I'm like, where's the menu so I can pick, you know, the different bowls? And they're like, just tell me what you want. And I'm like, well, what do you, I mean, there's no menu? And they're like, just pick whatever you want. And I'm like,
what if you don't have it?
I don't know what any of this stuff is.
Oh shit!
It's like it's baba ganoush. It's like tomato salad. I mean, there's just all kinds of there's mushrooms. There's different little things.
All type of.
I'm like, I don't know. There's feta cheese. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what all this stuff is.
Right.
And it's written on the outside of the window, but I don't know what what's in falafel.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Right.
I think it's like chickpeas and stuff like that, but I'm not 100% sure. And so I'm like, I don't know. And so like I end up going online real quick on my phone and pulling up a menu from one of the other stores.
That's crazy.
And I was like, just give me I just start rattling off whatever's in the bowl.
Yeah.
And they had it and they just put it all in there. And I'm like, I don't know how to order this shit. You know, I'm like brand new. I don't know.
Man, he should have helped you out. You know what I'm saying?
It was crazy in there. There was like 10 people in line. It was busy as fuck. So there was no. So the one I went to yesterday, there was nobody in there. So I took my time. But they also had a menu. So I could point and I go, yeah, let me get this one right here. And she's like, okay, cool. Knew exactly what to do. Threw it all in there, put it together, put the sauce on it, closed it up, gave it to me. You know, so I'm like, yeah, you got. That's how. I think some people get intimidated that way, where they don't want to go into places like that because they don't know what to do. And I'm a little like that sometimes. I'm like, I don't know what the fuck that is. I'm out of here, you know. But sometimes you got to just go for it and see what happens. You know? You got to try new things. So Meza, I think it's Mezeh. You may have one in your town. You may have it, in your city. I don't know.
I ain't never heard of it. Meza.
Yeah. It's just kind of like that new, alternative where like you can go in there and get a vegan meal. You know, they can like falafel is chickpeas, so they can do falafel with with just some stuff, and it's all just it ain't gonna have no meat and stuff like that.
Oh,
it's like they have it comes with a pita,
like rice and shit like that.
I think they have rice.
Yeah.
I think they have a couple different rices. So it's almost like same kind of like Chipotle style bowl.
Okay,
but it's Mediterranean style,
Gotcha.
So you're getting a whole bunch of different stuff that I've never even heard of before.
Got you.
But if you're adventurous, give it a try. So to bring it back around, so I go out there, I get that, I chill in the parking lot, I'm just people watching, I decided to be out in the world that day.
Right.
I'm like, let me go see what's going on out here. So I'm on my way home. I stop at the Royal Farms.
Okay.
Because that's my spot. That's where I go. So I stopped there. I was gonna go in the store and get something to just something to drink, maybe some something to snack on or something. And then I'm sitting in the parking lot and I got a phone call. Right before I parked, I got a phone call. So I'm talking on the phone real quick, and then I'm like, man, I don't really need to go in this store. So I was like, let me just drive home. And this is my local store, so I'm a couple blocks from the house. And it's on my way home. They tried to get me. All this good information I'm giving y'all, and they try to get me.
Try to get them out the way. Dang.
That's how real this shit is. You know what's going on out there.
Try to get them out the way.
But you got to be quicker than that. Who was before we started the show? You threw me a quick name of somebody that you wanted to check out. What was it? You said it was Dr. somebody or what was the one? I think Sanguru.
Yeah,
and that's a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
So if they type
Wisdom of Sanguru.
Okay, I'll have to throw that on the screen, or we'll find it. We'll put it together for the people. And I was thinking the same thing, that there's a couple new ones that I've kind of been checking out. We were talking about that before. Was DDel 1014. He's a lot of metaphysical, Anunnaki history type stuff, old planetary type stuff.
Okay.
And then you've got Black Magic 363. He's more of an interviewer. He doesn't have a lot of his own opinions. Real strong opinions. He will have some ideas, but he's more of an interviewer. He likes to bring people on who have the knowledge and just kind of let them teach. And then he just kind of interjects with answers and questions. When he needs to, when he needs clarification on things. Right. So that's Black Magic 363, and then you have the Young Elder. These are all YouTube channels. The Young Elder, he has people come on with him and they go through the info. He'll do Google searches right there and he's live and he'll say, oh, let's look that word up. and then they'll find the Latin root word and break it down, and then they'll go through all that. And so some of this, like I said, for you guys,
had different meanings, man.
Right, depending on, and the thing is some of y'all aren't going to want to sit through 2.5 hours of that. So there's clips on some of this stuff, but also if you really want to learn, you're going to sit there and learn.
Got it, right.
So that's why I tell people, it's hard for me to come on a platform like this and in 5 minutes tell you what took me 10,000 hours to learn. When I was sitting there hour after hour watching 3 hour this, 4 hour this, 2 hour this,
looking this up,
over 10 years, right, or 20 years of whatever time I've been gathering all this information. That's the studying it took for me to start to have these ideas, for me to wake up and finally go, I want to talk to the world now, you know. So it's you know, that's why sometimes I think it's frustrating for some of us who know some stuff where I did all the work. I put in the work to learn this stuff. So it's kind of like I went to college and now you're telling me my degree doesn't count.
Don't even.
You're not
like,
gonna.
What is it?
Yeah, you're like, what college did you go to? Oh, that's not even an accredited college. Right. And it's like, but I did the work. I studied. I spent the hours researching this information. And you know, some people can go, and like I said before, not all the information I've ever researched was valid, but you have to research it to find out which ones are valid and which ones aren't. You know, and it evolves over time too because everybody doesn't have all the pieces. Say I listen to one guy, and I hear it and I go, oh, that makes sense. I like that idea. But then you listen to 2 or 3 other people, and they kind of give clues into what that person was talking about, and you start realizing, oh,
okay,
the first part of their stuff was right, the middle was a little off, and the back part maybe didn't make much sense. But now that I've listened to 2 other lectures on that type of stuff, I'm able to piece his whole story together. He just didn't have all the information, just like I didn't have all the information.
Right.
Now we're starting to get more information. And as you get more information, it starts to make more sense.
Right.
You know.
The news, though, man.
Yeah.
The news. The news. You know what news stand for? North, east, west, south.
Yeah. It's what's happening on the land. That's
it.
what it was supposed to be about. But you know what it is now? It's a bunch of fucking opinions. It's not the news anymore. It's opinions.
Throw you off. Throw you off your game, man.
Yeah. I mean, because we know, you know, TV's programming. That's why it's called programming. We get it. We've said that before. Not everybody. Everybody should know that. But there's a lot of people that are programmed, and they're meant to be. This world is built that most of us are supposed to just be followers. But we didn't realize we were hijacked and we're following the wrong shit. It's not your fault. It's not our fault. It's not anybody's fault. We were tricked. But it's time to start to wake up to that trickery and understand where the world is going. And just be a little more informed about it so that you know how to navigate the world better. You know, it's like everybody's always like, you know, how are these people becoming millionaires? How are they doing this? How are they doing that? Because they know how to navigate the world. We don't. We weren't taught. We weren't taught about mortgages. We weren't taught about banking. We weren't taught about stocks. My parents didn't do any of that stuff. Credit, you know, all I knew was credit cards. You swipe it and you roll.
And that's it.
But I didn't understand, you know, you don't understand how it really works. And so because of that, we're starting late in the race. You know what I mean? And so at 40-something years old, I'm behind the curve. I'm trying to catch up. But I'm slowly doing that 1 pixel at a time.
Yes, sir.
as I climb out of this matrix and start to navigate the world better.
Yeah.
And that's what it's about. It's not about trying to be, you know, the Elon Musk. Everybody can't be that.
No.
But you can be the best who you are and the best in your scenario, living your best life if you know how to navigate it better. You know. You know, if you're listening to people who are buying gold and silver, then follow that if that's how you feel. If you're listening to people who are doing the stocks, then follow that if that's how you feel. If you want to play on FanDuel and win that money every couple of weeks, then play that game. That's you. But learn how to do something that's good for you and beneficial and building for you. That's what this is about. Welcome to Awkward Intelligence.
Welcome, baby.
These are the kind of conversations we need to have. Yeah. These are the kind of conversations we got to have so that people can ask questions. We can try to find answers, and we'll find them together. I don't have all the answers.
I don't either.
You don't have all the answers.
No.
But we have enough questions and answers to start to get there. And that's all it's about. Let's get it. Let's go. There's no more saying, I don't know what to do. Because I'm here to help you, show you the path of how to start.
That's it.
Like they always say, there's not always one way to do anything.
Right.
So you just think about it. There's alternative ways to speak to people, but still convey your message. Still have some authority, but just convey it differently. We all know that. Nobody in the world is running around telling everybody what to do in every scenario they're in. Sometimes you have to talk to people a certain way to make sure everybody understands what's happening.
Right.
You're not the same person at work that you are at home. I'll tell you that right now.
Facts.
So that's a good example of how you can talk differently to people. You get that. There's a professional way you talk to people if you're in a professional environment. We all know that, But then when we go home, we think, oh, there's only one way I'm supposed to talk to my kids. Or whatever, It's like, or there's only one way I'm supposed to talk to my wife. There's ways to communicate, and we need to learn that better. We need to understand that better. That's all. It's growth. It's evolution. We're not the same people we were 10 years ago.
Yeah, you can't keep things bottled up, man.
Right. Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing.
Things bottled up, man.
That's the other thing. That's where we said last time. Find a friend. Talk to them. They don't shame you. They don't judge you. Have conversations. Grow. Evolve. You have questions. Ask those questions. You can go, man, I just don't know what this is. And then people are like, you're fucking stupid. You should know what this is. No, it's like, oh, okay, let me show you how to do this. Let me show you why this is what it is, Don't be scared to ask questions. That's how we got in the situation we are in now. Nobody was asking questions and everybody was just doing whatever they wanted. And here we are now, stuck in the matrix. You know what I mean? So yeah, just and that's part of that old school rhetoric coming up was, don't speak unless spoken to, and all those things. And so you didn't ask questions. You just, like they said, you just followed authority. If your teacher said it, it must be true. But how do we know they don't have alternative agendas? How do we don't know that they're not manipulating us somehow?
If they did.
We're supposed to be trusting these people, Yeah, it's a crazy world out there, man. It's a lot to it. And it's hard, it's like sometimes I just sit there and I'm watching this stuff and I'm just going, I'm almost in tears. Like, I'm just like, I can't believe this stuff's happening to us.
Can't believe it, right?
I'm enduring the pain for you, at this point. And then when you get there and you wake up and you start seeing it, you'll endure the pain. You'll go through that moment where you're just like, I can't believe this is happening. I can't believe I let that happen because I didn't pay attention, because I fell for the tricks. You start to feel like I could have done something. So I've said that in my raps before. I had a line in one of my raps where I said something like, I sat there and watched my food get cold. That was like a line I had. I can't remember how I played it. I'd have to look it up. I'm gonna have to look that up and tell y'all next time or something. But it was like a line where I said, I just sat and watched my food get cold. You know what I mean? It's like that metaphor of that. I just watched the world do what it did because I was sitting there watching my food. I wasn't paying attention to what everything was going on. So, little stuff like that, man. Little stuff like
Makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. There's a lot of distractions out here, man.
Right. Exactly.
A lot.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
and the phone is one of them, man.
Mm-hmm. It can be if you let it be.
Right.
If you use it as a tool and you don't let it control you, then yeah, you know. But yeah, it controls a lot of people.
It does. Like today, I went shopping, you know, for the store or whatever, right? I'm bagging out, and this guy, he walking his daughter. The whole time he on his phone. He looking down at his phone the whole time.
Right.
I see him. So I'm like, all right, I ain't even gonna back up and hit this guy.
Right.
He's not even looking at me.
Right.
Until he, you know, and then
until he notices.
After a while, he looked up and was like, "Oh shit," you know, and then he, like, "Oh," like. Bro,
then it got awkward, right?
Yo, get off your phone, bro. Yo, you with your daughter?
Yeah, yeah. But those are
you're not even paying attention. Like,
those are the modern day zombies.
You lock, man.
Yeah, those are the modern day zombies. They're just stuck. You know those are the people that created the no texting while you're driving scenarios because they don't know how to look up every 2 seconds.
Right.
Once they look at it, they forget everything else that's happening in the world. It just sucks them right in, you know. So yeah, you got to know what you're capable of.
Right.
You know, if you can't text and drive, then don't. Some of us can. We have superpowers.
Right. I could drive with my knees. Man.
Right.
For real, man. I enjoy to work with my knee and all crazy, man. All the way to work, man. It's crazy with my damn knee, just chilling. I'm a driver, man.
Right. You got to know what you're capable of.
Right. I'm a driver.
You know? Those people weren't out there ghost riding their whips if they didn't know how to do it, because we saw those videos when they didn't know how to do it. But everybody else ghost ride their whip properly because they know what they're doing. You can't imitate everything. You can't do it all.
Can't.
Know your limitations.
Yeah, I just hate driving past somebody and then you look at them like, why are you going so damn slow? And you look over there, they texting and shit.
Doing,
like, that's
doing
why.
something.
That's why your ass driving so damn slow.
They don't have the superpower.
Man.
They don't have the
superpower. What you doing? Go.
Oh shit!
Oh,
the table just fell apart.
All footed.
Y'all got it live. Y'all got it live. Yeah, we good. Check your side just in case. It look all right over there? Oh, almost had a catastrophe. That was wild. Welcome to Awkward Intelligence. I didn't secure the table.
Damn.
Almost scared the shit out of me, but I was like, you see how I caught that motherfucker?
Yeah, you know
like,
what? Everything feels like it's normal now. Damn.
I had to show y'all my superpowers on TV. That's all it was.
Wow. The candle didn't drop. Nothing fell.
We live, baby. We live. That's how we. Oh, look, the only thing that fell, the lights.
The lights.
The lights got a little action here, but we'll straighten them out. There we go. There we go. We'll straighten them out. Everything's cool.
The number gang too strong. Number gang was too strong for that.
Ooh, telling you, talking too much shit, man.
Yeah.
They're out here. That energy was swooping in like, oh, you gonna be talking about numbers?
Count this one.
Right. I'm telling you, they're trying to get us. They're trying to get us. You see this shit going down over here.
Yeah. Damn. That threw me off a little bit.
But I guess if we're still on numbers, right? Let me double check this. Somebody hit me up and said that we had talked about angel numbers. And so they wanted to know a little bit more information on that because they've been seeing some numbers. And I had mentioned to them, you know, that seeing triple numbers and things like that actually mean things. So they wanted us to add a little bit idea of what we understand about those numbers. And then I got some photos and stuff that I've taken, you know, pulled from the internet that have some explanations as well. So if you want to start while I'm looking for this, just kind of talk about some numbers you're seeing and some things that you're seeing and let the people know you know, what's going on. We've done it once, but let's kind of go over it a little bit again.
Yeah.
So if you want to start with that.
It's like, I see, like, it's crazy now because, like, it's starting to blow my mind, you know, but don't let it freak you out, you know.
It does at first.
Yeah, it does. Like, you start seeing numbers, like, repeatedly, like, over and over and over again. Like,
constantly.
You look at your phone, you see that number. You look at your clock at the wall, on your wall, you see the same number.
Right.
Like, damn, what is going on? Your computer, you see the same number.
Receipts.
Yep.
When you pay for your receipts, you get numbers.
Yep, the receipts.
You know?
That's crazy.
Yep.
But numbers I see a lot, man. That's crazy. I see 111.
Yeah, that's a big one. That's a good one.
I see 111 a lot.
There we go. Yeah. Okay. So if you're on that, and I found what I was looking for.
Yeah.
So 111 is intuition. Trust your gut and listen to your heart.
Yeah.
So sometimes at that time when you're seeing 111, there could be a thought you're having or an idea that's happening around you. And if you see that, you know, maybe you just talk to somebody about something you need to do or y'all need to handle, and that 111 will come up. That means trust your gut, trust your instincts. If you feel like it's feeling good, then you go in the right direction.
Right.
If you feel like something's off, maybe, you know, inquire some more, ask some more questions, you know, do some more investigation on your side. So 111, that's always a good number too. Okay. And then any other ones that you see as well?
Man, I see basically 1 through 5. I see 1 through 5. Yeah. Yeah, I see 1 through 5, like 222s.
Yep. So 222, we'll go through. Okay, let's just go one. Let's go one. We'll go through them one by one.
Yeah.
So 222 is alignment. You are in the right place and the right time. Yeah. So So if you're doing something, you know, you're hanging out with some people, or you have a new relationship you're starting, and maybe you start seeing 222, it means you're in the right place. You're doing the right things. You know, things are working out. So that's good. Moving on. So 333, support. Your spiritual guides are around you, sending you love, support, and guidance. So yeah, just it's kind of like they're winking at you. They're just kind of going, "We're here. Don't worry. We got you.
Don't worry." Right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah. We're taking care of it. We're building. We're working with you. So 333 is good. That's a good one to see.
But the next one, this one I see a lot too. 444.
444. Protection. The universe and your spiritual guides are protecting you. So yeah, if you're not feeling safe, maybe something's going weird at work, maybe your relationship's turning some things. If 444 pops up, that's a good sign. It means you're being protected in the ways you need to be protected. If it's spiritually, if it's physically, or something like that, most likely that's what that's probably talking about. A little protection, making sure you're safe. 555, change. Something new is coming. So I think when we first talked about putting this podcast together, a month and a half ago already, maybe 2 months ago when we were talking about it, I saw 555. I think that day I saw 555.
That's crazy.
And that's what it was, said change was coming. And we were talking about a lot of things that day too, just in general. We were catching up, we hadn't seen each other in a while. I think Black was in here. I think a couple other people had popped in. Ren might have been here. I'm not sure. Was he? No, he was. He was out of town. He was out of town. 808 was in. That's who it was. 808 was in here. So yeah. So I saw that 555, and I think I ended up seeing one. I think I saw 111 that day too, like that night or something. And so it was like everything was. That's how I knew. I was like, okay, we got to start this podcast. We got to do this. So that was one. All right, next one. Everyone thinks this one's controversial. 666 is reflect. It's time to wake up to your higher spiritual truth. Your higher self is like, hello, shock you into this world. I'm here. And you don't see that one that often because it's like yourself talking to yourself in a way. But it's just there to remind you. It's kind of that breadcrumb you might need to start seeking your higher self. Maybe you've been neglecting your higher self a little bit, and maybe your higher self's like, hey, I'm here. come check me out, say what's up, check in with me or something. You know what I mean? Some of us check out sometimes. We're so planted in this physical 3D world, we're not checking in with our spirituality every now and again and trying to make sure that our mental is good and things like that. So that could be a good reflection on 666. Earlier we talked about the 777.
666 not a bad number.
Yeah, I mean,
definitely not a bad number.
They played it like we talked about.
Yeah,
they've turned a lot of things that we do into bad things to make us not think of it. See why they don't want you to reflect on your higher self. Why would they want that? So they make you think that number's horrific. So I guess that one needed a little more. Yeah. And then we talked about, like I said, we talked about the 7s. That's the luck. Wonderful things are going to happen. So that's always a good one. Obviously, you know that good things are coming in your life. So we'll skip that one because we kind of started with that one a little bit. We talked about casinos and all that stuff, right? And then we can move on to balance. 888. Everything is falling into place as it's meant to be. So 888. You think have you caught 888 a few times? Maybe that's probably one of the ones.
Nah,
a lot of people don't catch that one because we're all still striving to get that balance. We're all not there yet. A lot of us are working on it. But we're truly not balanced yet, so we're probably not ready to see that number yet.
888.
Yeah. And some of these, I'll throw this in there too. Some of these numbers, when you see them in 4s, mean they're stronger. They mean more. They're a little more, And I'll have to look that up. Maybe I can catch that before we actually get off the thing here. I can look that up real quick too, and maybe see if that has some insight as well. And so the last one, obviously, 999, is release. It's time to let go of what's no longer serving you. So, yeah, that's a big thing that's happening right now, is because everybody's becoming a little more spiritual, waking up a little more. They're shedding a lot of things. Like we were talking before, shedding jobs, shedding relationships, shedding friends, changing their environments, shedding houses. It's like they're just everybody has that spiritual awakening, and things you're feeling is making you want to do things, and some of those things are moving. Some of those things are changing locations, changing jobs, changing, you're feeling all these things. We're trendsetters. We're trendsetters.
You know it, baby. That's what we do. They follow us.
Right. That's why we're trying to bring this show to you the way we're bringing it to you. The fucking table almost fell apart in the first 5 minutes of the show. Who's the guy checking the table?
Damn. I kind of forgot about that. You bought the shit out.
That's how we do. Like, totally forgot about it at this point.
For real.
That's how much it bothered us.
That happened.
That's how much it bothered us. We were like, fuck it. Can't just stop the show because the table fell over. No. That would have been disastrous, though.
Yeah.
The whole table, fucking everything, the fucking candle, it would have been ridiculous. We can laugh about it now. We're 30 minutes later.
Oh, that'd have been bad. Because it happened out of nowhere. It just happened out of nowhere. That threw me off.
I think it was my spidey senses, because I felt the table wiggle, and I was like, what the fuck? And then I went like this or something, and then it just went.
Yeah, you definitely caught it.
So I just caught that motherfucker.
You definitely
And it probably moved about an inch. And then I was like, oh.
I was like, what the hell is going on? Like, oh, the table.
I was like, the fucking table just fucking fell over. Wow.
No, we all right, man.
That's what happens when you got a picnic table in here,
Mm-hmm. You can't even tell, man. They don't know what's going on under these cloth.
I know, right? We cut from a different cloth. We cut from a different cloth. Wow. So, yeah, okay. But as always, ppeintox.com. I hope you're checking us out. Free mixtapes, videos on there. You can find other videos, YouTube's. You can find the old player talks. You can find us here on Awkward Intelligence, all on ppeintox.com. You can get the T-shirts. You can get
the T-shirts, baby.
You can get the candle. So, you know what I mean? So always ppeintox.com. You already know what's up. But yeah, it's helped because I used to not feed them during the day because I didn't know any better. Like I didn't, I had to learn. Like when you, like we talked about before, when you get an animal or you get something, learn about it. Learn about it. So so I was like, I started watching some videos on YouTube, started checking out some stuff, reading some books, whatever. And Netflix has got a couple good cat shows on there. Just talks about extraordinary cats and things that they do and stuff like that. So, but yeah, so started watching stuff like that, trying to get in tune with, like, this guy lives in my house. I don't know anything about him.
Right.
And he's a murderer. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, I got to get to know this guy. I got to see what's going on here. So, just looked up some stuff and, just learned that cats need to nibble throughout the day instead of being fed one meal in the morning, one meal at night, like something we would just, I don't know. I don't know how to take care of an animal. I'm that guy who said, I don't care. I don't want it, And then once it was in my house, he knows who the fucking best guy there is. You know what I mean? He knows who it is. So he's like, I'm going to go hang out with this guy.
Yeah. And
then we just become cool. That's how it happens. Everybody knows that's how it happens. It's like I didn't want the thing.
Go off your spirit.
Yeah, it just knew feline royalty when it saw it. That's all it knows. It's like that's royalty, bro. I'm kicking it with that guy. He's like, I don't care about the rest of you people in here. That's who I need to be hanging out with. So yeah, that's how I see it. So yeah, it's just I protect him, he protects me. I get everything high, he gets everything low. That's how it works. It's like a what do they call that? It's a cohabitation, I've never seen no mice in my house. I guess he's doing his job.
He's doing his job. That's it.
Oh, shit. Thanks for falling off.
He's doing his job.
Yeah, so I guess he's doing his job. But yeah, I don't know. So cats are cool. So you say you have a cat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got you.
Well,
does it do anything
it's
weird?
Not mine, but
I mean, it's in the house.
It's mine.
It's in the house. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's not yours yet. That's what I'm saying. It'll figure it out. But yeah, does it do anything weird, crazy, or something? You're like, what the fuck? Why is this cat doing this thing?
Yeah, like sometimes, I might catch the cat. Mm-hmm. He'd be like
just standing there?
Yeah, he got his fucking leg up. He got one leg up.
Oh, is he licking himself?
No, he just got his leg up. He just like what the fuck are you doing?
He's like, check me out.
It looked crazy though. Like he got his leg, it's like pointing straight up, like.
Yeah.
I'm
like just sleeping, laying there?
No, he's sitting up.
Yeah.
Right. So you know how a cat sit up, right?
Okay, normal sitting.
Yeah.
Normal sitting,
yeah.
All right.
But he has
one of his arms.
His back, yeah.
Yeah.
Like his back leg or something.
And just kicks it out?
Yeah, it be up.
What the hell is this
I'm
guy
like,
up
what
to?
the hell is he doing?
Take a picture of this. I want to see this.
I'm like, why are you sitting like this? Like, wow, that's some weird shit. But another thing he does, he like going down the steps. And when you go down the steps,
oh, so he could trip you?
Yeah, he like he sits right on the step. Mm-hmm. He don't move at all.
Yeah, he's like I'm here.
Yeah, sometimes he don't move. He like, all right.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck. They're just like, unless you step on them or something, you know. Otherwise, they're just like, whatever.
Yeah, shit. I think he knows nobody gonna step on him. So
yeah,
he said that he like, ain't nobody stepping on me. Ain't nobody gonna step on me. I know you see me right here on the steps. So right, I know you ain't gonna step on me. So I'm good.
Yeah, I saw a meme. I saw a meme one time that said, cats get mad when you step on them in the dark because they think you can see in the dark too.
That happened before too.
Right.
I kicked my cat. Oh shit! I didn't know you was there. My fault. Yeah. I apologized to him. Right. She was like, "Oh man, look, I'm sorry."
Yeah, exactly. You're like, that was not intentional.
Right.
Yeah. Right. I did not see you there.
I'm talking to the cat all crazy.
They get it though. I think they get it. Yeah.
Oh man,
because I'll be talking to him too sometimes. I'll just be like, because that's what I say. I'll be like, bro, you don't know how to tell time. I know what time it is. It's not time for you to eat. I know that's the time it is.
Oh man, that's crazy.
I'll be like, you need to get a watch. They be saying that like we just talk to them like they're little kids too. You know what I mean? That's how I talk to them. Oh man. So yeah, I guess that's why animals, dogs, whatever, are good with people. It's just something. I think it's just something that's built in there, which is good. Think about it. We were talking about this the other day. We talk about, what would we do if aliens ever showed up, right? We talk about those little things, right? But where I'm taking this is, we don't realize how many alien species are on this planet right now. We don't think about that. We don't ask those questions. All these fish that are in the water, all these animals that are on the land. We're still finding animals here and there. We're still finding birds. You see what I'm saying? So for all of this stuff to be here, we don't even think about. And I'm not saying National Geographic, we got to go figure out how this thing lives and how it mates and whatever. I'm not saying we have to know everything. I'm just saying we don't think about how vast that is for this world, and then we just want to give it away and say we're going to go somewhere else called heaven. You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of the thought process of that for me, where I'm like, that's why I really think heaven is here, because it's all here. We just have to clean it up.
Yeah.
And we're in the process of that, as a species and everything. We're doing that. And that's where we got to go. We clean it up, and we can have heaven on earth here.
Make down here paradise.
Right.
That's the mission.
That's the mission. And that's what this is. Awkward Intelligence. It's about bringing information to the community. That way we can share information, and the more that everybody understands where we're going, they'll start to realize how to get there. And that's what we're talking about. So what do you think? What do you think about like galactics, aliens, that kind of stuff, UFOs? Is that some stuff that biblically can be put together anywhere?
Oh yeah. Hey, and real quick, man, shout out Dr. Michael Heiser. He's in his last stages of pancreatic cancer.
Gotcha.
And
prayers out for that.
Up for him. But he has a lot of stuff on that topic, like in short form.
And that's something you listen to a little bit?
Oh yeah,
check it out
for sure. He had it's called the Naked Bible podcast.
Okay.
And but the stuff with the aliens, it's a separate YouTube channel. But long story short, the simple way for me to say it is, it's semantics. Like, the Bible will say angel,
right?
You know what I mean? And nowadays we'll say alien. It does,
correct.
It's still not human,
right?
You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
People might be, like a lot of ancient texts, beings that aren't human interact with humans,
right?
So,
and now that's who they were calling the gods and all that stuff, right?
Well, yeah, for sure.
It's all mixed in there.
It's all mixed in there. So, and nowadays you call them aliens,
right? They've just changed names over the years.
That's it,
right? I got you. That makes sense. Yeah, I see that, and I think some of the teachings I've followed have kind of leaned into that. Of it's just depending on the era you were in and the time frame is what you called them.
Yeah,
so I'm with you. Yeah, that makes sense. That definitely makes sense.
They're not human. You know what I mean? So that's what we would say an alien is, right? Like,
right.
So.
Right. Exactly. Extraterrestrial, all that stuff. Right. Mm-hmm. Right. So yeah.
Now, I don't know if they live on a planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, now
they come from somewhere.
They come from somewhere.
Yeah. So. Some of them might come from inner Earth. Who knows?
Another dimension.
Right. Another dimension. Another realm.
Where the hell they come from?
Right. We're gonna find out.
But they down here.
They're gonna start showing themselves soon. We're gonna find out. So, because I think some of the technologies that we have that we're gonna move to are not technologies from this earth. But no, it was another thing that we kind of had mentioned, like a pre-show thing was, do you have anything to share, like a life hack or just something that like you earlier, like somebody you listen to, somebody that can give you some knowledge or anything like that you can share with people.
I thought about that when we talked about it.
Yeah.
The first, let me just say this, get this out of the way. Yeshua, Jesus, changed my life.
Right.
Right. So I'll point people to look at that.
Right.
And on their own time and terms or whatever. You know what I mean? But beyond that, the hack that I thought about,
Okay.
like, and it's not a hack, know your rights.
Correct.
You know what I'm
There's
saying?
a big one.
Yo, I learned so much after the George Floyd incident, right? Because you know how the algorithms work.
Okay.
I started seeing like police videos, and then you know the Philandro Castillo, you know, all of
Right.
those. Even what we had out here with Freddie Gray,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like I guess that got the YouTube algorithms on me watching those kind of interactions with police that got me onto these things called First Amendment auditors, right? And
I seen them too.
like just watching their interactions with police and government officials.
Right.
Like I'll be 42 in March. So you're talking about when I was 39, 40, I'm just now realizing, like as I was growing up, the police used to violate the fuck out of my rights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like learn your rights, from traffic
Right.
stops to police interactions, consensual conversations, to are you being detained or am I
Right.
free to go? Like
Knowing the difference between those matter.
knowing, man, that stuff matters.
And you know,
Real life.
and I think
Facts.
that's what they play off. They play off that information.
And that's
that you
what
don't
you
know.
learn.
You don't have it.
And they're allowed to lie to you.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? There's all these things like, if you don't know this, you would think like the police aren't allowed to lie to you.
They shouldn't be.
But they're allowed to lie to you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They come up, you don't have to, I mean, we've already known don't talk to police. We known that.
Right.
But during a traffic stop, you still, motherfucker, like, where you headed? Oh, I'm going, you still
You're doing too much.
You're still doing too
You're,
much.
yeah, you're trying to be friendly with
you
them,
off the, you off
but
the-
you're already giving them way more than you should.
Give them what you're,
Yep.
you know what I mean? Write me a ticket or am I free to go? I don't answer questions.
Right.
Right.
Period. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And that's the biggest hack.
But then also,
don't unless you, and I'm not saying there's never going to be a point where you might not need the police. You know,
Right.
I respect the respectable ones. You know what I'm saying? But
correct. If
you
they're
don't-
doing it right, then we don't have a problem. Yeah, we don't have a problem.
Even some of the stuff I don't. You know what I mean? Like even what we was talking about with the pistols.
Right.
Like they could be doing their job
Concealed
right
carry,
and still violate, you know, our constitutional rights. And there's arguments about all of that. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's a hack I would say, man. Just know your rights in this country.
Like exactly, like we've talked about on this show before. Know how to navigate your world. That's part of it, is knowing your rights of what we got to do right now in order to stay safe. So
I've definitely heard that though. In America's Egypt.
yeah,
And
that's a newer one.
I feel like any country that puts like power, greed
Over the people.
over the people or over love, I feel like that's like a Babylon. You know what I'm saying? I
So
feel
there's
like it could
probably
be
just
any-
multiple Babylons across the world
I feel
at
like,
this point,
I
right?
feel like Babylon is more like a
They're all
description of foul government. You know what I'm
Boom.
saying? It's more like
Boom.
a description of a foul government.
Last week.
I got the magic button.
Yeah. No, I like that idea because yeah, it's like how do you if you're like we talked before earlier was if certain parts are metaphors per se, now I could see how Babylon is just where you're at with the tyranny you're in. Boom. And
Hit it again. Hit it again for the people.
And that's how
Facts.
that's how
Jeez.
humans communicate ideas and messages.
right.
So if something doesn't line up in the Bible, like necessarily statistically, scientifically, like that's not the point.
Correct.
Like the point.
That's
is-
where I'm kinda
The
with.
point is in the message. Like
Yes.
you're in Babylon if you have a tyrannical government, human government system
Right.
that oppresses people.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah.
Babylon. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So
And that's see, when you study it that way and you look at it that way, it makes sense. But I think because everybody studied that a certain way their whole life, that's why it's hard for them to look at it like that. They want a true Babylon. They want it to look like the way that they were told it looks.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing. And I think that's part of the brainwashing. Part of the brainwashing is to not get you to think this way of Babylon's the evil against you right now. You know.
Oh no, that's just a fairy tale from ancient times. Ain't no Babylon right now. You know what I'm saying? It ain't
right.
And they could have just been explaining maybe there wasn't a Babylon in real life. I'm not, I think there was, but I'm saying let's just be open minded. Maybe there wasn't. Maybe their point was,
that's what they called it back then.
We got names for shit that ain't the real names and
Correct.
stuff. Like
that might have been a slang term for it or something. Right.
What we call what was the hotline? Like every time I hotline. You know what I'm saying? Like
bars?
No, I'm just saying like if your phone's ringing, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Technical term.
Hot box.
Hot box. That's what it was. Hot box. Yeah. Your phone keep ringing.
Right.
It's is it a hot box?
Yeah.
It's not a hot box.
Hot box.
So if you look at it literally,
right.
If you 2,000 years later,
right.
Somebody looking, they said hot box, and then somebody like me's telling you, they meant cell phone.
Right.
But nah, it says hot box.
Right.
So
that could mean
it's
so
a microwave.
Right.
No, they meant microwave because our history, our archaeology, we know what a microwave is.
Right.
It's a box that gets stuff hot.
Right.
So hot box. That's what they meant.
Right.
And that's the biggest disconnect.
That's true.
With
that's true.
People understanding like the biblical text.
We don't know
wisdom.
the nomenclature that they were using back then.
Yeah.
So,
The cultures were different.
Right.
I mean, all of that. Yeah. Facts. But the point's still the same.
Correct.
Because humans have always been greedy.
Right.
Humans have always been power hungry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Humans have always had egos. And things like that. So
that's what they say. Yeah. They say that pretty much if you give them power, they will eventually destroy themselves. And that's what we're here for. We're here to be that guiding light.
Light.
Weren't we talking about solar flares?
Yeah, that's why I just said light. It can't be just light. The light bulb hit, everything just light.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Didn't you have some information on the solar flares you wanted to share?
Oh.
Yeah. Does everybody know what solar flares are?
Solar flares, man. For real.
We've mentioned it once or twice, I think, just casually in the show.
Yeah.
But let's get in depth with it, man. Let's check it out.
Right.
What are we thinking?
Well, solar flares are like it's the sun like releasing energy, basically.
Right.
That's what I got from it.
Mm-hmm. And y'all check this out.
Yeah.
Look it up.
Look, right.
Yeah, look it up. But yeah, it's the sun. To get a little more scientific with y'all, the sun is actually what it these little like dots per se will show up as dark spots. Like full blackness. It almost looks like the sun kind of disappeared in that spot. Okay. And they're small, but the sun is so huge, they're probably like planet size for all we fucking know, But so they said it darkens up in that spot, and when it does that, that means that the energy in there has like kind of pulled in like a vortex, but it has to have an equal and opposite reaction. Which also means at some point it's going to flare out and pop out of that spot. And those are the solar flares we're talking about. They're happening every day all the time from all sides of the sun. But a bunch of them have been, over the last couple of years, have been targeted directly at Earth. We've been getting, M-class, X-class, and all these different size solar flares that are bringing light codes down to the Earth. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it, people. The light codes are here.
Definitely here. The life force. It's like the sun is beaming now. Like, if you think about it, like the sun makes the trees grow, the leaves.
Right.
The grass. You know what I'm saying? So
it's the energy that keeps this planet rolling.
Right. The life force. and then keep us rolling.
Right. We're part of that.
Definitely part of it.
Yeah, I think. Oh, my bad.
No. Are you good? But since we talking about the solar flares, now it's just increasing the vibration and energy that's on Earth right now.
Yeah, exactly. That's why the Earth is shaking and moving and shit's happening, right?
Yeah, and I don't know if people could feel it or not or see it, but you got to be open. You got your eyes, you got to be woke.
Have some of y'all been exhausted out there over these last couple weeks? Have some of y'all had your body's changing? You're getting a rash somewhere. Something's happening. That's all those light codes hitting you, and your body and your DNA is evolving and changing, and they're getting you ready for the next level. You know what I mean?
Some people.
Not everybody.
Yeah, that's why we got the toxic people out here. That's why people going crazy.
Right.
Yeah. Some people going crazy out here.
It's too much for them, and they're not ready for it.
They can't handle the vibration.
It fucks you up, right? Yeah. And some people are other things are happening, right?
That's why
they're getting violent,
people out here.
Crazy, right? Mm-hmm. That's a big part of it too. I've heard stuff about that as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that because of those light codes coming and because of it changing us, some people aren't ready for it. Just genetically, they haven't evolved enough in this world to get there because they're not on the love chakra. They're in that lower. They're staying in that lower vibration.
The low vibration.
Those lower root chakras, those bottom three. If they're still stuck in those bottom three chakras, they're gonna have a hard time trying to evolve in this world.
I told you about the guy that I work with. He was changing.
You mentioned something.
Yeah.
You said he was like real into like hard rock, crazy metal music and stuff.
He was in that, that crazy shit, right? And then just like a couple of days ago, he was listening to gospel.
You heard you just like he was on purpose. You just rolled up on him and he was just listening to it.
He came to me and said, "Listen to this song."
Oh, okay. So he was trying to introduce something.
Yeah, and I was like, "What?" Like he listened to the gospel, but we had a conversation. Mm-hmm. He had told me he heard people talk to him and shit like that.
Right.
On the dark side, so I told him, listen to the good side.
Right.
He said, "What?" I said, "Listen to the good side."
Right. It's all in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's all in there.
So that the next day he come back and was like, "Man, you changed my life."
Nice.
He said, "I listened to the good side and they told me what to do."
See, he found his path. He had it. He had an awakening, man. He had an awakening.
He definitely had an awakening. He just returned back to work for real. Like he was walking home from work and he fell out. He was paralyzed.
Did he get hospitalized?
From his leg. Yeah. From his legs down, he was paralyzed.
Yeah, that was his awakening.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And he came to me, he was like, "Man, bro, I do not want to be paralyzed. I'd rather die to be paralyzed." I'm like, damn.
Right.
Is that serious? And then
crazy.
He just woke up, man, out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Like he was a dark guy. Like he didn't care about nobody.
Right.
Didn't care.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like if he wanted to fight, he say, "Hey, don't tease me with a good time."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He ready to fight. You know what I'm saying? Like
always at war.
He don't care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But
yeah.
He's saying this, he just changed like that.
Yep. I think it's what you're talking about, man. With the solar flares and everything.
That's what I'm saying.
It's you either bump straight or who knows?
Right.
Like you're saying, you might go crazy, you might fucking wild out, or you might fucking, you know what I mean?
And I see it in him, man.
So yeah.
I feel like he vibing He vibing high. He up there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he got out of the lower chakra.
Yeah, he up there. I was like, okay.
It knocked him out of there. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because they say we're definitely in a 4D Earth right now, and we're moving to a 5D consciousness. And that's that next level shit. So it's like if you don't hit that mark, you're gonna get left on the wrong timeline.
Yeah.
We're just here to bring the people the news, the information. This is, your news on your local channels is bullshit. We've been saying that. You're not getting the real news. What you're getting is opinions. So if you're going to get opinions, you might as well come get them from the real motherfuckers who have opinions. Not these newscasters that you guys have been, or, the ones they keep telling y'all, here's your newscast. That's your newscaster for you. I didn't pick that person.
All of them say the same shit.
I didn't pick that person.
Right.
So with the internet, with YouTube, with all these things, these avenues, podcasts, you have the right, you have the I don't even know the word I'm looking for right now. But you can come here and find us and listen to the people that resonate with you. We become your news in a way, not like you're coming to us for daily news. That's on you. You got to find those articles and figure your local shit out. But we're talking about you come to us and you're listening, you're hearing stuff that you've never heard before, stuff we've talked about, like solar flares, like the Nasara Jasara, angels, esoteric, all kinds of different biblical stuff we've talked about, weed strains, did I ever, I don't know if I ever talked about this bracelet, but I bought this bracelet.
Energy bracelet.
It's like an energy
That's
bracelet.
Crazy. I was going to ask you about that a while ago, but
I just got this, and the thing is like
that's crazy.
Following some of the YouTubes and things that I follow, they talk about how gems and crystals are powerful,
and yes, they
and
are.
that you can use them for different things, right?
Yeah.
So when I saw this, I actually had this put together at a little spot. It's a little spot down at the National Harbor. And they put it together for me. It was like $40 or something. But what it is the blue ones here, I don't know if y'all can see that, but the blue ones are lapis lazuli, right? And so they said lapis lazuli is more like protection, peace, just like, you got to look it up. I don't know 100%, from there, but I knew that it was a powerful crystal. And I said, I want lapis lazuli, because they said you could pick 2 or 3, gems, and we can put them on there, whatever. Right. So I said, I want lapis lazuli, but I was like, give me something that's more like, relaxing, more, chill, whatever. So they recommended the green one, and the green one is jade. So I got lapis lazuli and jade. And I want to get some more of these because, all different, there was a wall of just all kinds of different crystals. And so I'm sure there's so many more you can work with here. But that's what I got my first setup here. And I love it. I wear it every day. They put it on a type of thing that's, it stretches. So you can just put it on, and it's easy. It's loose.
That's crazy. I'm going to have to get mine next because...
Yeah, they measure it to you and everything. So they make sure it's not going to be, jacked up. And then they tied it up and put it together. And they added the little silver thing in there to give it some accent. And I love it. I wear it every day now. Every time I leave the house, I always try to make sure I have this on. Only about once in the last couple months I forgot, But pretty much every day I've been trying to throw it on and just have it with me. And it's become kind of my little, it's my little energy beads,
Exactly. Yeah.
And then in the last...
That's exactly what they are.
What do we have? February 4th, 5th, when they said that last full moon came around. They say if you take your beads and you put them outside, I put them on my windowsill. I wasn't trying to put them outside. But I put them on my windowsill, and it says that the moon, being a full moon, will actually pull the negative energies out of them. So that way, when you put them back on, you can then recharge them yourself, and start, your negatives will go into them again. And then over time, you do it again. Put it outside or whatever. Like I said, I put it on my windowsill. I wasn't too keen on putting my shit outside. But all these different metals are just, it's like outrageous because they've made it to where only the chosen few can get their hands on it. And the rest of us just stay at the bottom. And there's nothing we can do about it because we're stuck there. But not anymore. The world is changing, and you know it.
It definitely is.
That's why you're here. You're here because you're like, what do these guys know that I don't know? I want to know. I want to be in the know. So only with awkward intelligence is the way you're going to get it. So no, we've told you that before. There's so many other people out there that are saying a lot of this same information. We're just saying it the way we want to say it. Right. We're dropping bombs the way we want to drop the bombs, Because there's a lot of people out here that are trying to be the first. They're trying to be the prophet. Mm-hmm. That's how they're gaining their notoriety a lot of times, is because they're saying, they might have said something like, oh, there's going to be, this is going to happen. And it's going to take, it should be happening in the next 3 months. And then it does. Could that be that they had a premonition? Could it be that they just understand the way the world is going? Or could it be that they really know some shit? I don't know. Are they channeling it? Because some of them are channeling it through tarot cards. Some of them are channeling it through just being, it's like your energy. Whatever's channeling your energy into you, and where you gain your information and how you think every day, that's got to come from somewhere, So whatever energy you're channeling, some people are channeling a God type energy. They might be channeling Thoth. They might be channeling Ra. They might be channeling, Jesus, should we say. You can channel these energies. Those are great energies that are in the world. Those are great energies that are in the world. So, where are they getting this information? Where's all this coming from? The Akashic records, what's all this stuff? That's the kind of crazy shit we talk about here. Right. Including relationships, including all kinds of other stuff, So yeah.
Like I said, man, you can't watch everybody though.
You can't. And that's why we're one of those avenues. We're one of those channels where you go, hey, I like the way they throw the information out. I could watch them. I could listen to that. Because I'm going to tell y'all right now, I've sat through 6-hour lectures on YouTube that most of y'all would have stopped in 15 minutes. That's the fear they've created in us as Americans.
That's what's going on today.
Right.
The fear.
Yes. The fear is what feeds it all. That's what feeds this matrix, is fear. They got everybody thinking they got to pay taxes. They got everybody scared of the cops. They got everybody scared of alien invasions, right? But the last week, they've shot down 3 objects. What does that mean? Doesn't mean anything. Because if anybody was that dumb to put think about it. These are technologies that are supposed to be coming from other worlds. And they're just going to show up here and get shot down that easy? There's got to be more to that. They're distracting us from something, right? Something's going on there because I'm not saying that ships have not been shot down. I'm sure at some point they've gained the knowledge and the technology to probably do that. And that's possible, I'm sure. But for them to just come out and say they've done 3 of them in a week, what do you think they're trying to tell you? Yeah. That's telling, you know what I mean? It's one thing when they go, oh, in 1947, okay, yeah, we did shoot 1 down. We didn't want to tell y'all back then. We get it. But then they're going to, and then they're going to deny it for 70 years. But then last week, all of a sudden, they're like, hey, there's 3 of them. We shot them out. Check it out. For the last year and a half, they've been trying to dabble with even telling us if they were even real. They kept going, well, there's something up there. We think it may be China. We think it may be Russia. We're not 100% sure yet. No. Remember how they were saying all that stuff, right? Mm-hmm. But then last week, they're going to go, oh, yeah, 3 days in a row. Shot 1 down. No problem. So it's like, what? It's like read between the lines. What does that tell you? For one, they're real. Because if they're shooting them down, they got to be real, right? Mm-hmm. So that tells you one.
Something up there.
Right? And then 2, if they're telling us about it, it's because they want us to know something about it. They're not telling us to just tell us. There's something they're trying to tell us without saying it. So it's like all that stuff going around the TikToks and Instagrams. It's like say you're a drunk without saying it. You know how those different things like that,
yeah.
right? So it's that kind of shit. It's like we're shooting down these objects. We're not saying there's aliens, but we're saying it without saying it. You know, kind of. That's how I'm looking at it.
Oh shit!
That's how I'm looking at it.
You're saying it without saying.
I'm saying it without saying it.
That's crazy. Yeah, I seen mine like it was on a car. You know how on the back of the car, it was a Infinity car, but everything, like all the words was gone except the ones. I said, wow.
Everything was scratched out.
Everything was gone. I said 1 1 1 1. I was like, wow, that's crazy. Up 1 1 1 1.
There you go. So see,
3.
Right. So see, I got mine off the clock. He got his off just random car.
Off a back of a car.
Yeah. But the same number in the same day. Isn't that crazy? I mean, not like that's hard. I get it. But it's the idea of you're not looking for it, you're not thinking about it, you're just moving about your day, and these numbers just pop up in your face. You're not controlling it. That's the thing. And if you've had the experience, you understand what we're saying. You know, if there's other people out there that's like, I see numbers all the time. I see numbers every day. I don't know what the fuck they mean. But it's just because you're not in tune to them yet, you know. And we've talked about that, I think, what was that, episode 7, I think it was? I think it was episode 7. We talked about angel numbers.
Okay.
And we got a little more, I mean, we talk about them.
8.
Yeah, it was like, yeah, something like that.
It was recent.
Yeah, it was recent. It was a couple episodes ago. So, matter of fact, it's in the description. So if you look under episode 6 or 7 and read the description, I think I put angel numbers in there. So at least you won't have, you know, watch the videos. You'll just get it if you watch the videos. But anyways, yeah, so if you're not in tune with it, that's okay. But, you know, angel numbers are happening, and you'll figure it out when it's your time. When it's your time, something will happen, and you'll understand it from that point on.
Yeah, most times you gotta step back.
On that note, is a lot of people are worried about, they're like, you know, if this angel scenario of death comes down and, you know, cleanses the world and a third of the people got to die, you know, different things like that. That's the way that, you know, some of the biblical text talk and stuff, right? If that's got to happen, everybody's like, well, who? That's why everybody wants to be the chosen ones, because they don't want to die, obviously, or whatever, right? Or they want to go to heaven or whatever their thoughts are. But what I think we're kind of talking about is that I think what we're talking about is that evilness is going to get kicked off the world, right? And that's the 1/3. That's the 1/3 we're worried about. They're the ones who have to go. You know, like we said, heaven on earth. They're the ones that got to go, not us. So I'm looking at it like, if I'm in a good heart space, I'm not you know, fearing anything. My love heart chakra is good. I'm you know, I'm genuine with everything I'm doing. I'm trying to help humanity. I'm trying to help myself, trying to help others, like we talk about. Then I don't have nothing to worry about.
Right.
And that's how everybody else should be thinking. If you're living in this world as a genuine person who wants to be genuine in the world and show their love and da-da-da, you got nothing to worry about. It's the ones that are not connected, the ones who continue to do evil, the ones who continue to be, you know, heinous and do all these different things. Those are the ones. That's why they're fighting so hard right now, shooting down UFOs and train derailments and earthquakes. And that's why they're fighting so hard to stay here, because they know they're about to go. Their time is up. You know, that's it, man. It's all coming together. You know it.
That's it. Time is up.
It's a different, when you're doing the things you really want to do, it feels different every day.
That's what I'm saying.
Every day just feels different. And it's just a different world. It's realizing it's moving into that fourth dimension, man. It's like getting out of that fucking matrix and evolving into that next level when you can get away and go, I can do what I need to do. I don't need to go to this bullshit job, so. Because, I've told people, I said, you looking back, when, working out a job, man, as a man, you miss so much shit because you got to work.
I mean, yeah.
Don't
get it wrong.
You got to make some money and you got to do things. It's like there's a lot of shit you miss and there's a lot of things you wish you could have been there for or did more of. Time. A lot of it's time. It's the time that gets missed. That's the thing. That's one of the things I had to realize over the last couple of years, with my kids and stuff was they were more like, because I was like, I was here. I'm here like every day. They're like, yeah, you're physically here, but your time, because then when I'm home. But I might be doing my own thing, still doing my own thing or whatever I want to do. I'm not, I wasn't that parent that was constantly doing things with my kids. Let's do crafts or let's go do this or help me build the fucking woodshed or, let's go to the beach and play, volleyball or whatever. I did those things on vacations and I did those things on when you're moving, just it's at moments. Maybe we went to Six Flags and whatever. But I look at some of the parents now, and it's like they're like, that's why I get it now, where they're, like my daughter's in soccer or my son's in this, and I got to go get this, and it's like their whole life revolves around getting them everywhere they got to go, and doing all those things. It was weird because I just didn't want to be that parent. I didn't want to be that parent that was like ushering my kids around. And I thought that was the way to do it. But I look back and I'm going, maybe I should have did more. But working and, life and wife and kids and everything else, you're just like, I'm doing enough. There's no playbook. There's no playbook how to raise kids, man. So like you do it the way, that's why they say you end up becoming your parents. Because that's what you know. So I think Awkward Intelligence, Intox,
and BDot, baby.
Getting ready to wrap this thing up. Catch y'all next time. Awkward